Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
10 days away from voters in Iowa heading to the polls to caucus for the GOP presidential candidates, most hopefuls are making their way through the Hawkeye state, including former President Trump. Meanwhile, as Drew Petrimo reports, President Biden stepping up his re-election campaign efforts.
All eyes on Iowa as Republican candidates make their final pitch to voters. With so much on the line, the days are long and the attacks are increasingly sharp.
You're going to get the full load tonight.
Republican candidates barnstorming Iowa in the final days before ballots are cast.
Thank you, everybody.
With former President Trump far ahead in the polls, the fight for second place is heating up between the next two contenders, Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis.
Nikki Haley can't get conservative voters. She's playing for voters who are not even core Republicans.
I think that what you're seeing is we've got momentum. We've got momentum in Iowa. We've got momentum in New Hampshire. You're going to continue to see us be strong in South Carolina.
Meanwhile, Vivek Ramaswamy making the case Republicans need to move on from Trump and elect a new leader with less baggage.
If we need a commander-in-chief who's going to lead us to victory, I think that our base needs to choose the general who is not yet wounded in that war.
There's something dangerous happening in America. There's an extremist movement that does not share the basic beliefs in our democracy.
President Biden's campaign releases its first re-election ad today. It comes the same day he is set to deliver a speech from Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, using the historic Revolutionary War backdrop to call for a renewed fight for democracy. With just 10 days until the Iowa caucuses, campaigns now in full force.
Former President Trump will hold a rally tonight in Sioux Center, Iowa, while Nikki Haley will be joined by New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu for a Gen Z event in Des Moines. Expect the candidates to be virtually nonstop until votes are cast in Iowa on January 15th. Drew Petrimo, NBC News, Washington.
Drew, thank you. A Novi man is now charged for allegedly taking part in the January 6th siege on the Capitol in 2021. The FBI says these images are of Spencer Hoffman storming the Capitol with other protesters to stop certification of the 2020 election. Surveillance video shows the same person in the Capitol for 6 minutes, where he entered a window with the mob but did not go into any other rooms. He is facing charges of entering a restricted building and disorderly conduct, among other charges. Well, in other news, ski hills are not supposed to look like mountains of mud in the winter season, but that is exactly how Mount Brighton and a lot of other mountains have been looking throughout the state. But thankfully, the temperatures have cooled down and the snow machines have been working overtime. So Mount Brighton's back in business and a lot of other spots, too. Yeah, that ski lodge plans to reopen today with a fresh layer of powder on the hills. Workers have been there around the clock getting the mountain ready. The slope is opening at 3 p.m. today. And we were featuring on the morning show all the other hills across the state that are opening up today as well. Ashley, any hope for, like, you know, the real snow that falls from the sky?
Yeah, possibly going into next week, especially as you get farther northwest in lower Michigan. That's where we definitely will have a better chance next week of picking up measurable snow. Here in southeastern Michigan, we'll be dealing with more of a messy mix. But let's get you through the weekend first, because it's knocking at our door. Light snow showers in store come Saturday and Sunday, and that really won't amount to much accumulation, if any, because the daytime highs will be well above freezing. But we have another low pressure system that tracks towards our region Tuesday and Wednesday, bringing both rain and snow as it looks right now, and it will be paired with some gusty winds. But at this noon hour, cloudy skies, and we'll hang tight to that winter gray this afternoon. Right above freezing in Detroit at 33. However, Howell and Pontiac are at 30, and we're just a degree shy of that in Adrian at 29. And we have southwesterly winds closer to about 10 miles per hour, which makes it feel about 10 degrees cooler, 20s for this noon hour. Clouds are rolling in. This is the system down there in Missouri that will bring us some flurries heading into the weekend. But to get you through the rest of the afternoon, we'll hover into the 30s. We'll take you to next week's system in just a few minutes.
Ashley, thank you. A time and place now set for the opening of a popular Filipino fast food chain. Jollibee is set to make its Metro Detroit debut. It's tapped Lakeside Mall in Sterling Heights as its first location in Michigan. They're taking over the former Denny's there on Hall Road. Jollibee is known for its fried chicken, set to open next Friday, and the first 100 people to spend $20 or more will get free chicken every month for a year.
Not a bad
Not
deal.
a bad deal.
And Saturday, you want to make your way down to the riverfront. This weekend is the first of 4 winter events at Valade Park on Detroit's riverfront. The Fire and Ice Festival. Oh, it has a little bit of everything. A medieval fun with a winter twist. It will have live performers, ice carving, archery, food. And on Saturday, a 7-foot-tall fire and ice tower will turn into a massive bonfire to keep you warm. The fun starts at 4 o'clock today, so it's all weekend long. Goes until 9 tonight. Tomorrow, it starts at Saturday. It starts at noon and ends at 9, and then Sunday hours are from noon until 7. So make your way over there.
Look at this video. Like, how does that ice not melt
How
instantly?
does that work?
What's happening there?
You know what? Head out to Fire and Ice. They show you how it all goes together. Meanwhile, on the ice at LCA, Cirque du Soleil Crystal is gearing up for a big weekend of shows there.
Yeah, let's take a live look here over at Little Caesars Arena. The group will blend ice skating with acrobatics and aerial performances. It's terrifying, honestly.
And on the morning show today, we brought on Michael Helgren, who is one of the figure skaters in this event, who has family here in Metro Detroit. His parents live in Novi.
Yeah, he says these performances and the performers moving so fast, the routines are so complex it even keeps him on the edge of his seat. I've always wondered when I see your shows how you're able to perform at such a high level without being terrified, because you're doing some crazy stuff up in the air and on the ice, and I'm thinking, there's no chance I'm going to be doing any of that without falling on my face.
Question for you, who said we're not terrified? Some of the things that the acrobats do in the show every day, I'm terrified to watch. Yeah. Regardless if I'm on the ice with them or in the audience, what they're doing is incredible, but they're also feeling the same amount.
It is incredible. Based on his description, this is something you definitely want to make time to see this weekend.
And what a great backstory, too. Remember he was saying that he tried like 4 different times but kept getting rejected?
I mean, Cirque is like the most elite acrobats in the world.
All right, so if you want to catch it, there's a show today at 7:30. There are 2 shows tomorrow, 1 and 3 p.m. One at 3 p.m., the other one at 7:30. On Sunday, just coinciding with the Lions game, there's going to be one at LCA at 1 o'clock. The last show is 5 p.m. on Sunday, so plan for heavy traffic if you plan to go on Sunday. Tickets start at $55.